amazing.
Yeah.
The brother sharing this morning was wonderful. I've been so happy. Who else is happy?
Amen. Who's happier right now than they were last night?
I had no sleep, so there's anything happening.
Okay. You know, the blood of Christ is one of the secrets to a happy life. You don't have the blood of Christ, I'm afraid you can't be so happy. Let me start my timer here. Okay, can we all read the title together, message 3? Threefold effectiveness of the blood of Christ toward God, man, and the devil. I'm not going to give you all knowledge, but you all need to know some certain things. So does everybody have a pen? Because I'm going to have you write some things down, okay? I would like you to put an arrow pointing to effectiveness. Does anybody know what effectiveness means? I have a few synonyms. It means capability. So there's a capability of the blood of Christ. You writing that down? Make sure you write that down or you're going to forget. There is a potency. These are big words. There is a power of the blood of Christ. Does anybody know that song? There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. So that's song 4. We need to sing that a little bit later, but I sing about it. So, power towards who? Well, not towards the Lamb. The Lamb, the blood of the Lamb is the power. But you know, in the universe, in the Garden of Eden, how many people are there? 3. Okay, you can't count Eve because Adam and Eve are one person, right? So, who are the 3 people? God, right? Man. And who's the third one? The creep. Satan. Right? Dispensing in the man, right? Okay. I need somebody to come up here and show me where the blood of Christ is, or was shed. Jesse. Here's red. So I want you to circle where the blood of Christ is. Well, you'll probably get it right. You'll probably get it right or wrong. You won't die. No. I'll just be. No, just, right? It's right there at the cross, right? Exactly. Right, exactly. Right answer. And wrong answer. It's a trick question. It's a trick question. Okay, let's read. Wait, I need your help. I need your help. Okay, no. Let's read this verse together in Hebrews 9. But Christ, I need you to read it with me.
Oh, that one.
This one right here. This one. 9, 11, A, and 12. But Christ, having come as a high priest, and not through the blood of goats and calves, but through his own blood, entered once for all into the Holy of Holies, into the Holy of Holies, obtaining an eternal redemption. Here, I'll show you the right answer, okay? You can sit down.
You're going to ruin his moment.
Okay, so remember what Calvin talked about? The tabernacle, right? Do you know what that actually was? Moses actually just saw the true tabernacle and the real tabernacle. So the things that Exodus talks about on the earth were just a picture. Does anybody know where the true tabernacle or the real Holy of Holies is? Where? It's in the heavens, right? So here you have the Lord. He's sitting on the throne in his enthronement, right? I think this is where you're going. He obtained an eternal redemption. So what he did is he took the blood from the cross and he took it into the heavens. So now the blood of Christ is in the eternal tabernacle, and whenever God tries to look at our situation in the heavens, down to earth, he sees the blood. So the Christ obtained an eternal redemption. That means God has no standing for eternity to accuse Kevin of any sin. Has anybody ever said anything bad to their brother or sister, thought anything bad about their parents, said anything disobedient? Has anybody lied? Has anybody cheated on a test? Has anybody, fill in the blank? Has anybody done that? Guess what? Guess what? God can never mention that to you. God can never condemn you because of that. Because
all he sees is the precious blood of Christ that was shed on our behalf. So let's all read Hebrews 8:12b, because I think the brothers covered this whole thing pretty good. Their sins I will by no means remember anymore. Okay, brothers, standing and reading Hebrews 8:12. Their sins I will by no means remember anymore. Okay, let's do this. My sins, God will by no means remember anymore. My sins, God will by no means remember anymore. Okay, sisters, your turn. Same thing. My sins, God will by no means remember anymore. My sins, God will by no means remember anymore. Hallelujah!
Amen.
Praise the Lord! No one's even happy about that? Woo! You deserve death! Now you're not going to die! Hallelujah! It makes me a little bit crazy. You know what? But there's another problem. And I think that's why maybe some of you aren't so excited to hear that. Is you all might have a problem in your conscience. Okay? So does anybody know what the conscience is? I don't even know if movies or schools or anything talks about the conscience anymore. Back in my day, we had Jiminy Cricket in the movie Pinocchio. That person, telling you that you did good or you did bad. Is there anything? What's a conscience?
Yeah, maybe we should do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it is, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
telling you right or wrong.
Right or wrong, exactly. So, I have a couple more questions for you. Is your conscience, what is your conscience a part of? And where is it?
Spirit.
So, it's part of your spirit, okay. Is it a part of your heart?
Yes.
So, it's a part of your spirit and it's a part of your heart?
Yes.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Why, how do you know that?
Yay!
So God is in your heart, and then God is connected to your spirit. And then
I am God.
Okay, so the Bible talks about this very clearly, so you need to write down these verses I'm about to mention. Okay, so in the Bible, you can look at two verses and realize that conscience is a part of your human spirit. And write these down. That's Romans 9:1 and Romans 8:16. So Romans 9:1 says, my conscience bears witness with the Holy Spirit. And Romans 8:16 says, my spirit with the Spirit. Right? 8:16, right? So in one verse you have your conscience and the Holy Spirit, in the other you have your spirit and the Spirit. So that means that your conscience is a part of the Spirit. Okay, what about the heart? Hebrews 10:22 says that it's a part of your heart, having our hearts cleansed from an evil conscience. So let me draw you a picture here, and you should draw this picture. So I'm going to first draw the spirit. So you have your spirit here. And then, right, there's three parts of the spirit. There's the conscience, we have intuition, and we have fellowship, right? So that's your spirit, right? Human spirit. So that's our spirit. I know this is kind of like doctrinal, but it's really important that you all understand this very clearly. Okay. Yeah, you can just hold it real good for me, okay? You know what happens when you talk back or you think something bad about Brother Brian when he's giving us rules? You know what happens when you stay up after 10 p.m.?
What? What?
Was it 10 or 11?
Wow.
Whatever the rules say.
That
Okay. You know what just happened when you lied about your bedtime? You know what happens when my wife tells me to do something, I do the opposite thing?
That's just your nature.
You know?
Dude.
So this happens. So this is, even as a Christian, this is what happens. You know, I was talking about being an unbeliever. This is what happens as a Christian, is that sin leaves a stain. It leaves a mark. And if you don't take care of your conscience by applying the blood, by confessing, eventually it becomes like this. You can't see God. You think this is my word? The Bible talks about this. Okay, listen to this verse. This is another verse, you can write it down. This is 1 Timothy 1:19. Holding faith in a good conscience. Listen, you should hold faith in a good conscience. concerning which some thrusting these away have become shipwrecked regarding the faith. Okay, so this is serious because I don't want to be too serious or too. If you don't take care of your conscience, when I meet you when you're 25 years old, you'll be shipwrecked regarding the faith. Right? I know some that are like that were 7th graders, 8th graders that I was talking to that are shipwrecked regarding the faith because they didn't take care of this, and now there's no God. Even there's one brother who says, I don't believe in God, I'm an atheist. Well, that's not true. The Lord has regenerated his spirit, but this is what can happen. What can we do? Okay, I have another solution. I brought the blood of Christ with me. I brought the blood with me. We've got the blood. Hallelujah.
Where'd you get it from?
So that verse there, it says, if we confess our sins, okay? Confessing means when you have an offense, when you realize you did something wrong, you know, if, I'm trying to think of an example. I had to apologize to my wife this week. I don't know if I can bring it up, but I said something to my wife this week, and I had to apologize, right? I think I had to apologize to some of you young people because you're with me for a week at Summer School of Truth. I have to apologize to Ian quite a bit. But when I do, something wonderful happens. Right? The blood comes in. Oh. Wait a second. Oh my goodness. You know what that means? That means it's been a while. That means it's going to take a little bit of time here. Sometimes to clear up your situation with the Lord, it might take a week or two. Right? Oh, but what's happening here? What's happening? Little by little, it's getting cleared up. Little by little, cleared up. A little bit more. A little bit more.
You could just leave it on the edges.
There we go. Praise the Lord. I'll clean up the rest afterwards. But this is what happens. When we confess our sins, amen, we get cleansed. Amen. All those streaks right here, right? They go out. Okay, let's get it. I'll put this on so you can. I know. I don't have time to clean up. I'm sharing a message here. It was just the point. It was just the point, right? I mean, up here in 5-10 minutes, I don't have time. Sometimes it takes me quite a bit of time here. Okay. And you want to know what happens when you clear up your situation? Your mind, your emotion, your will, your soul, all of a sudden, there's an open channel into your spirit. And in your spirit, with a clear conscience, you see a marvelous view. You know who you see? You see the beautiful Lord. You say, Lord, I love you. And then what else do you see? Then you see Christ and the other believers. Then you hear the Lord speaking to you. Then you know how you should handle this situation because the intuition's there. Then you realize God